What's up, guys? It's Josh Clough, one of the co-hosts of the Cleaver podcast. We are starting a new series of looking forward into 2019. We are taking non-playoff teams as of right now and describing what to look forward for the upcoming season or next couple of years, but mostly focus into the 2019 season. Last episode we did the Cleveland Browns, and then last episode I said I was going to do the Oakland Raiders this next video. So, without further ado, let's get into the Oakland Raiders. My number one thing about the Oakland Raiders is John Gruden. Yes, it's been a down year for them, 2-9. It's a lost season, but it doesn't mean you should give up hope on this team. John Gruden has a 97-90 win-loss record, and that's including the 2-9 season he has this year. But he is over 500 in his career, including this year record, adding on his overall. Next is he does have a Super Bowl ring with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So there's very few coaches out there in the league that has Super Bowl experience and whatnot. So it's very great to have a coach like that who is understanding of the system, who knows how to get there, how to win, and what to expect. And he's been out of the league for quite a long time. He's still trying to get his feet wet into the new generation, but there is a lot of hope for John Gruden, and I expect in a couple of years they'll be Super Bowl contenders, which I will go into my second thing, the first-round picks. In the next 2 seasons, they have 5 first-round picks. That is a lot of first-round talents to be picking up. Chances there might be a bust or two within those 5, but if you still knock out 3 guys to be superstars, you're already winning. They already got a quarterback in place. They're probably going to get a defensive guy one of the first rounds. They'll probably get a wide receiver, and then they'll probably do a offensive lineman. So that's what they're probably going to do in the first round. In the 2019 draft. In the 2020, you should go all defense. Cornerback, linebacker, or edge rusher. Whatever you needed didn't pick up in the last round. Or the last draft, or the free agency that didn't produce that you wanted. But 5 first-round picks, that's just the first-round picks. That's not including overall picks. They're in a great store of talent coming in their way. So the draft, y'all should be happy on these trades that John Gruden has done. Number 3. Derek Carr. Derek Carr's been in the system for a couple of years. He was drafted there. He's on his second coach. Although John Gruden is a very more talented coach than Jack Del Rio. Not trying to give any disrespect to Jack Del Rio. I thought he was a fantastic coach. But John Gruden does produce more aggressiveness. He has more experience coming into the playoffs and the Super Bowls and whatnot. And this is what the team needs. Definitely because of what's about to happen to this team, which I'm about to go on next. But Derek Carr, he plays fantastic. He has a 62% completion rating on his career, which isn't terrible. He could probably ump that up a couple more points. But 62%, it's not bad. He has 17,500 total yards. That's not terrible also, although that number is kind of low. Granted, he was injured a couple seasons ago, trying to get back, in the new systems. They brought in Marshawn Lynch. They want to go a heavy run, but he is a very prolific passer. We saw this year that one game. I can't remember who they went, but he had that 88% completion rate in that one game. So he has the talent. And I don't see John Gruden ever trading him away. That is your franchise quarterback. You sign him that 5-year deal. You're stuck with him. I'm pretty sure they have good chemistry, whether or not they hide it. But he also has 116 touchdowns to 52 interceptions. That's about a 2-to-1. It's not terrible. It's not great. At least he's throwing more touchdowns and interceptions than some quarterbacks. But coming into the next season, once they get healthy, they draft another wide receiver. I think this team offense power is going to be, it's going to be fantastic and whatnot. So look forward to Derek Carr becoming probably an MVP candidate in the next couple of years. I mean, he was one a couple years ago before he broke those bones in his foot. He was playing a fantastic job. So, Derek Carr, keep doing you. Number 4, Las Vegas. Yes, Oakland Raiders are moving to Las Vegas. I want to say, believe it's next season or the year after. But moving to a new area, a new team, you're going to get all this, a bunch of hype. You're going to get the new fan base. You're going to lose some fan base. The Oakland area is pretty mad, but you are coming into Vegas. Vegas Knights' first season went to the championship game. So there's a lot of pressure on them, but there's a lot of positives coming into Vegas, with a lot of money, fan base, and just the tourist area as a whole. This is an exciting and fresh new start for the organization. I know they're excited. You got your new head coach. You now got your franchise quarterback. You're just going to start building on this. And Las Vegas might be a place that you don't want to go to if you're the visiting team. And lastly, we're going that division race. Right now, that division race is pretty tough with the Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers, and including the Raiders. But you got to remember the long-term effect. Phillip Rivers, he's 35 years old. He is not getting younger. They're having a great season this year, but don't be fooled by that. Phillip Rivers' time is coming to an end really quick, which means who's their next quarterback? They don't have a quarterback. That team's going to fall off. The Chiefs, they're very young and talented. You can tell by their offense, but the team has no defense, and they're coming in the offense. These guys' contracts are going to end. You're going to have to pay them. You can't keep them all, which is the unfortunate event for the Chiefs. So the talent-wise on the offense is going to go down. They're in a win-now situation, but in a couple of years, they probably will not be in the win-now situation as they got to start paying people. They also got to beefing up that defense, which does cost money unless you work real well with the draft like they did with offense. And then the Broncos are kind of in a chaotic situation. They had 2 impressive wins the last 2 weeks against the Steelers and Chargers, but they don't know if Vance Joseph's going to be the coach. They're having some problems with him. Case Keenum's not looking up like he did with the Vikings. So they do got quarterback problems. They do got coaching problems. Von Miller's not getting any younger. That whole defense isn't getting any younger. So the Broncos are probably going to be on the turnaround point in a rebuild mode in a couple years, where the Raiders, they're already in their rebuild mode, or they're going to start in their rebuild mode coming in next year. New coach, you got Derek Carr, who's only 27 years old, and you're going to rebuild the whole team. So they're already preparing for the 2019, 2020, even 2021 season. They're preparing for the future. This is a team for the future. I do have the Raiders being a Super Bowl contender in the next couple of years. Next year, I don't see them making the playoffs. They might go 6-10, which will be an improvement in what they have done last year. But this is a team that, they've already accepted the fact that, they're not very talented right now. Bring in the talent, let them learn from their mistakes, let them get better. And in 2020, this team is going to be a brand new contending Super Bowl winning team. Definitely with the Patriots coming to an end with the Belichick-Brady era. Tomlin's getting up there in age with Roethlisberger. This is a new fresh of an era in the AFC, and I think John Gruden and Derek Carr is the next face other than Patrick Mahomes. So those are my 5 reasons of what to look forward to for the Oakland Raiders / Las Vegas Raiders coming in 2019 and beyond. Next episode, I'm actually going to do the Miami Dolphins. So if you haven't subscribed to me already, subscribe to me in the Cleaver Podcast so you don't miss these updates. Also, you don't miss our weekly podcast episodes. Hope you guys have a great afternoon.